Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Okay, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, yeah, I had a young man, he's in his 20s, in my WhatsApp group that is freedom, freedom of expression. You can say whatever you want. So this young man from India, he put out a statement and said, India is one of the worst countries in the world. Okay. And then he went to say that Saudi or China is better. All right. So that caught my attention. So this guy is in his 20s. Just to give a background, he's in his 20s. He's studying. I don't know if he started to work. So according to him, India is the worst country in the world. And even Saudi and China are much better. And some of the examples he gave is, in China, do you see Hindu-Muslim clashes? In Saudi, do you see Hindu-Muslim clashes? Whatever. Okay. So I normally don't comment. But this time I put a comment. I said, okay, just to ask you, okay, have you been to Saudi? He said, no. I said, been to China? He said, no. So I obviously knew that, he can even ask me the question, have you been to Saudi and China? Now, given that I have contacts, connections, and people whom I've been in touch with from Saudi, because obviously UAE and Saudi is close by, and also I have clients over there working. Some of my clients are even Saudi nationals. So I'm aware of how Saudi is, okay? And from the expat population that has been there, including business friends of mine who have been to Saudi, they've given me first-hand experiences with photographs and sometimes videos. With regards to China, I've not been there, but one of my oldest, one among them, is a businessman. Two are businessmen. One has set up shop in China. The other one gets raw materials from China to sell in Middle East. So I'm aware of some of the things that go on. And in fact, one of my ex-girlfriends was a teacher in China. She stayed there for, I think, 2 years or so and came back, and she gave me a first-hand experience of how life is there. So, when you connect the dots, you have a picture. So I asked this young man, have you been there? And he said, no. He's saying, have you any friends or relatives who are there? So he replied, yeah, I've heard from my friends. I said, what did you hear? This is Saudi so better than India and all that. Okay, I said, where specifically? He's saying they're very modern, they're very... He went on a tangent of all the like modern and, like generic statements. What do you mean modern? Okay, so I could have, it was very easy for me to put him in his place and make him realize he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I just told him, see, listen, you do not know what you're talking about simply because you're cherry picking some bloody vague example. I deal with people almost every week for jobs in Saudi. My friend travels to China. The other client, he has lost money in China, and we keep talking about it. So I say, you don't know what you're talking. You're just giving some nonsense that you've read on the internet and you cherry pick examples. So now the question begets, okay, what was wrong in what he stated? Okay, you obviously can have an opinion, right? You can say India is the worst country or India is the worst. See, the problem is today's generation, these youngsters, they, without any experience, without any first-hand experience rather, without, knowing the realities of life, going by the internet, having a strong bias, just farting out stupidity. And that also, not just farting out, it's like farting out so confidently. Hey, man, India is shit. And one of the reasons why they talk like this in my groups is because they know that I highlight the drawbacks of India. Being an Indian, I highlight some of the drawbacks. So they think that I hate India. They think that I'm absolutely biased against India. Well, that is where they are wrong. Yeah. For me, I highlight what is bad, but I don't dismiss what is good. You have to appreciate your blessings. You have to appreciate what you have, and you're stupid if you take things for granted. Like, for example, the same thing which he said, India versus China versus Saudi. In India, you can at least have a freedom of expression and freedom of religion. You can pray any religion you want publicly. And yes, if you do express, you can have a problem. You can land in jail or have an FIR or whatever. Okay. In Saudi, try putting your God, which is a non-Muslim, in a public place and pray and see what happens. Try getting into a fight with an argument with the Saudi local. Try expressing your freedom of expression. See, in India, you can say the prime minister is or the president is a loser. Try saying that to the king of Saudi. And for those of you who do not know, if you're an expat and you're jailed, there is no justice system, there's no court system. You can even be killed. Your hands, legs can be chopped as per Sharia law, which is barbaric. In India, you can be gay. There you can't be gay. In India, you can read, study, whatever you want. There you can't. Women have at least much, much, much better rights than Saudi. He was just blabbering about some rave party that took place. Yeah, try a rave party in some conservative. You know how fake Saudi is? You know how huge it is? This rave party you're talking is just one small place. In fact, he must have not even known that the Saudi king ganged up all the rich billionaires of Saudi and put them, in what was that? Which hotel? I forgot. Ritz-Carlton. They jailed them there for at least a year or 2 years or whatever until they caved into his demands and handed over all their money and power to him. He's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. Jack shit. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with today's generation, being ungrateful and self-entitled to whatever nonsense. He's thinking, oh, USA is better, oh, Canada is better, oh, Saudi is better. Yeah, have you been there? And after you go there, don't expect them to welcome you with open arms. Oh, another immigrant. Oh, another guy. They'll be like, hey, you piece of shit, you're coming here to take our jobs, man. They'll treat you like utter shit, like a second-class citizen. And talking about China, does he know even what food exists in China? Does he know that people don't even speak the bloody language? If you go to any local place in China, the signboards, everything, nobody talks your language. And if you cannot eat the stuff that Chinese people eat, well, bad luck. You don't have a choice. My friend who was a Muslim, he went to China. He was like, bloody hell, all street food and all that, all is haram, like non-Islamic. There are snakes, frogs, insects, locusts, chicken feet, skin of animals and intestines and this and that. He's saying, I couldn't eat anything. He's saying even vegetable was hard to find. So, what? And in China, I mean, my friend, he lost $13 million his business because of a rule change in China. I can't give you specific details, but he couldn't do anything. You think the laws over there, they'll speak to you in English and talk to you in English, and the courts will be in English and the documentation in English. What the hell does that idiot know? The problem is these youngsters with so much of confidence, Oh, you don't know. India is one of the. You're such an ungrateful, uneducated, ignorant, arrogant, stupid piece of shit. This is the problem in today's generation. And in fact, these kids of today, if you ask them their profile, if you ask them what they're doing on WhatsApp, they are legendary, authoritative figures. They're great minds. They will read books like, oh, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. They'll read Homo Sapiens. They'll read Jordan Peterson. They'll listen to podcasts. Real life, if you see, nothing and nobody. Zero. See, what I want to tell you through this video is agreed, India has, or whichever country has drawbacks. It's not perfect. Okay, but there's no country in the world that is perfect. And just because someone highlights what is not so good or wrong, like for example, corruption or rape or murder, you can't automatically just start calling shit. Like what is happening in the US? They're not standing up for the national anthem. They're not respecting the national flag. They're not, they're saying, I'm ashamed of being American. Do you know how many people would die to get an American citizenship? This is called the self-entitled stupidity. See, and last and not the least, let me conclude by telling you, too much of any side is bad. Like, for example, on one side, you have Indians who are so drunk with passion and love. For them, India is perfect. For them, if you highlight rape, oh, rape happens in Pakistan also. If you talk of the drawbacks of the current government, BJP, you're anti-national. If you bring up corruption, oh, corruption happens in US also. Now, that is absolute, that is also stupidity. On the other hand, if everything that you find you hate, India shit because people shit on the roads, there are poor people, there's corruption, you don't see a single iota of good thing. That is also stupid, man. Have a balance. What is wrong, state what is wrong, and highlight it. What is good, appreciate it. Where you have to appreciate, I've appreciated, whether it's Modi, whether it's BJP, whether it's Congress, whatever. When there's something good to talk about, I'm game. And this can be across all the frontiers, whether it's Islam or Christianity or Hinduism or individuals. You can't take the stance that, okay, this is my opinion and everything else is shit. It doesn't work out that way. For this young lad, I just see he being one of those, what do you call that? The ungrateful, cranky, relative. Whatever you do, ungrateful. Absolutely. Complaining, moaning, groaning. If this individual doesn't change, become an irritation for society and for everyone. Because this person will, and it's not just him. There are so many like him. Like there was one guy who used to comment below my YouTube video. Every time, any video I put, India is shit, India is this, India is that. I just blocked him at some point of time. I was like, come on, man, give it a break. Not even one good comment. It doesn't make sense. Even the guys who who don't like Islam or who don't like Muslims or whatever, everything you can't keep talking crap and shit. Okay, there are some clowns like Zakir Naik. There are some murders or violence happening. But then you're only looking at the bad. Where is the good? I have Muslim friends. I have people who follow Islam, but they do good. Why? You shouldn't look at them. Even Hinduism, for that matter. There are nut jobs who eat cow dung and drink cow piss and think COVID and, oh, Shiva is real and Ganesha is real. Fine. You do what you want. But when you take it, when you spill it over to vandalizing a mosque and breaking things, and you see any Muslim people, you start throwing stones at, I'm sorry. This is stupid. So, the entire gist of this video is please have an informed mind, have an open mind, accept the good, don't support the bad, but keep a balanced view. Absolute hate and absolute love, both sides can be really bad. Look, I'll just conclude by saying this. India is by no means perfect. India has plenty of flaws, plenty, okay? But India also has plenty of good points, blessings, and India is such a huge nation, man, with so many kinds of people. Yes, there are many who leave India. Many. Why? Because the population itself is 1 billion. But that doesn't mean your only job is to shit on the country. There are some things which are good, there are some things which are bad. Choose what is good, appreciate it, avoid or reject what is bad, but keep a balance. Don't be an extremist. Others, there's no difference between you and those mindless extremists who harm others. And it's better, me personally, I prefer to keep away from such individuals. So I hope this gives you a perspective. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. It's me signing off. Guys, take care. Ciao.